Ramakatha Rasavahini, Prema Sudhamritavahini, Sathya Sanatani Dharma Swarupini, Shanti Pradayini Mokshakarini, Ramakatha Rasavahini, Ramakatha Rasavahini.
We are studying the Ramakatha Rasavahini, third chapter in English. In the Telugu, it's actually the second chapter, where Swami is talking about Ravana and Dasharatha. Ravana, who comes to know of Dasharatha's renown, fame, wants to do something to bring him down. Initially, he asked for a tariff as by sending some emissaries, and Dasharatha shot arrows which blocked his gates or the doorways of his palace. And when Ravana felt humiliated and the arrows returned, then Ravana did penance and got the boon that Dasharatha should not have any children from his loins. After that, he felt he doesn't have to worry about anything because Dasharatha will not be able to have children. But then he was not satisfied with that, so he, with his intuition, he found that Kaushalya would be his potential wife for him. So he went, kidnapped her, put her in a box, and sent a box adrift in the ocean or the river. And that box turned out in some shore, and where the Prime Minister of Dasharatha, Sumantra, happened to come. That's where we are today. Okay, so I will stop here. We will read the paragraph once and then we'll continue. Sai Ram, Uncle.
Sai Ram. Meanwhile, another project entered his head. Dasharatha is a youth of marital age now. If I so contrive that he does not marry at all, it will make my safety doubly sure. He thought within himself. Looking about with the aid of his Rakshasa skills, he discerned that there was a great likelihood that Dasharatha will wed the daughter of King of Kosala. So he decided to put an end to that princess. When one's own destruction is imminent, reasons turn crooked, as the saying goes. He entered the Kosala kingdom steadily in disguise and kidnapped the princess. Placing her in a wooden box, he cast it over the waves of the sea. Ravana could not see the truth that nothing can never happen without the concurrence of the divine will. Brahma willed otherwise. The box was carried by the waves onto the shore. The place where it landed was a fine recreation area. The next day, Sumantra, the Prime Minister of Dasharatha, happened to visit the place on a quiet holiday to be spent in discussing within himself the problems of the state. His eyes fell on the box. He retrieved it and opened it. He was surprised to find it a charming girl with attractive shining eyes and a halo of divine splendor. Sumantra was overcome with pity. He spoke soft and sweet to the girl. Little one, how did it happen that you are placed inside this box? Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, thank you very much, Uncle. So Sai Ram, everyone. So this we had read and discussed last week. if anyone would like to discuss any of the points Swami has brought up here, we could discuss. Otherwise, we will proceed further. Okay, Uncle, we can continue, please. Oh, Sai Ram, Sanjay. Sorry, 1 second. Sanjay, sorry.
Sorry, Aruna Sai Ram.
No,
I have
no,
one
no.
question.
Yes.
That the sentence here which says looking about with the aid of his Rakshasa skills, how does the Telugu line for that one go?
So in Telugu, Swami is not saying this. I will read it. So he said, Marinta మంచిగా భావించి తన రాక్షస శక్తితో తెరిపరచు చూచి ఓకే రాక్షస శక్తితో తేరిపార చూచి. Okay, so he searched and found with his Rakshasa skills.
Why does Swami specifically use that adjective, Rakshasa skills? Any?
Very, very good. Anyone would like to? See, Rakshasa skill is, I don't know. Oh, I see. The Rakshasa skill means, superhuman. Rakshasa is, generally we may think that it is negative, but it is not so. It's, see, certain skills, certain knowledge can be put to various uses. Rakshasa skills also means the skills which are put to not positive use. I think from that sense, Swami has mentioned, because generally, even if it is intuition or something which is positive, it's always, when it's put to good use, it is good. If not, it is not necessarily the best. I think from that sense, Swami has put, I guess.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I think, Saishan, somebody's drawing, so you unshare and share it back. Stop sharing and share it back, please. Okay, next slide.
She replied, Sir, I am the princess of the Kosala kingdom. My name is Kausalya. I am not aware how I came inside this box, nor who placed me in it. I was playing with my companions in the palace gardens. I do not remember what happened to me. Sumantra was moved by her simple and sincere statement. He said, Such barbarian stratagems are resorted to only by Rakshasas. They are beyond the ken of men. I shall take you to your father and place you in his hands. Come with me. Let us go without delay. Sumantra placed her in his chariot and proceeded to Kosala, where he restored her to the king and recited before the court the details known to him. The king too interrogated Sumantra in various ways. He discovered that he was none other than the minister at the court of Dasharatha, emperor of Ayodhya, and that his master was still unmarried. He was filled with joy at the discovery. He said, Minister, you brought back to me this child of mine, saving her from destruction. So I have resolved to give her in marriage to your master himself. please inform the king of my offer. He honored Sumantra with due ceremony and sent him with a court priest and appropriate presents. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Uncle. I think Mani Auntie is not here, so I will read the Telugu. If somebody else can translate, it will be good. I don't know, Sai Sanjay.
Sure, and if it's okay, I can translate. Yeah.
Okay, so అయ్యా నేను కోశల దేశపు పుత్రికను
Sir, I am the princess of the Kosala kingdom.
నా పేరు కౌశల్య.
My name is Kaushalya.
నేను ఈ పెట్టెలో ఎందుకున్నానో ఎవ్వరు పెట్టిరో నాకేమీ తెలియదు.
I am not aware of how I got into this box. What is the first line now? Who placed me in the box?
Yes, I don't know. Okay, Mani Auntie is there. Auntie. అయ్యా నేను కోశల Auntie, you have to unmute and speak.
Okay. నా పేరు కౌసల్య.
My name is Kaushalya.
నేను ఈ పెట్టెలో ఎందుకున్నానో ఎవరు పెట్టిరో నాకేమో తెలియదు.
I don't know why I am in this box and who put me in this box. I don't know anything.
నేను ఉద్యానవనములో మా చెలికత్తెలతో ఆడుకొనుచుంటిని.
I was playing with my friends in the garden.
తదుపరి ఏమి జరిగినదో తెలియదు.
I don't know what happened afterwards.
అనిన సరళమైన సున్నితమైన ఆ రాజకుమార్తె మాటలు అతని మనసును కదిలించెను.
So such sweet and flowing words of this princess pleased the heart of the mind of Sumitra.
తల్లి ఇట్టి కిరాత బుద్ధి రాక్షసులకు తప్ప మానవ మాతృలకు సాధ్యము కాదు.
This barbaric intelligence only the Rakshasas or the demons will have and not of humankind. It's not possible. For humans, it's not possible.
నేను నిన్ను తీసుకొని పోయి మీ తండ్రి గారి అప్పగింతును.
I will take you and hand you over to your father.
రమ్ము నా వెంట.
You come with me.
అని సుమంతుడు రథమందుంచు ఉంచుకొని కోసల దేశమునకు తీసుకొని పోయి రాజునకు అప్పచెప్పి జరిగిన వృత్తాంతము తెలిపెను.
So he took the chariot and he took the princess with him in the chariot to the country of kingdom of Koshala and handed over her to the king there and explained to him what had happened.
అంత కోసల దేశపు రాజు సుమంతుని అనేక విధములు ప్రశ్నించెను.
Then the king of Koshala Desha, Koshala country, questioned Sumantra in many different ways.
అతడు దశరథ మహారాజునకు మంత్రి అనియు,
that he is the minister of the emperor Dasharatha,
దశరథునకు ఇంకనూ వివాహము కాలేదనియు తెలుసుకొని,
that Dasharatha had not been married yet, knowing that,
సంతసించి మంత్రి మీ రక్షణ చేయ లభించిన ఈ కన్యను మీ రాజునికే ఇచ్చి వివాహము చేయ తలంచితిని.
So he was very happy to hear that, and he told Sumantra, "Oh minister, you have protected, through your protection this princess was again gained. So I am thinking of marrying her to your king himself.
నీవు సత్వరమే వెళ్ళి మా అభిప్రాయమును రాజునకు ఎరిగింపుము."
So right away you go immediately quickly and tell your king that my
ఒపీనియన్
agreement, my decision to the king.
అని పసుపు కుంకుమలతో తమ పురోహితుని పెంటపెట్టి
So with kumkumam and turmeric, he brought his priest, and Ventapetti means
he took along with him.
they took along with him. Okay, Ventapetti.
సుమంతుని తగిన రీతిగా గౌరవించెను.
So he paid his respects to Sumantra appropriately with this,
Okay.
using the priests. Okay, I will stop here. We can discuss. I will open it up. I think it's rather simple.
Hey, Uncle, just a quick question. Did you say it was his Sumantra's mind, or was it heart? Sorry, I heard both. Was it pleased
Mind
mind of Sumantra?
Manasu, only Swami has said.
I see. Okay. Okay.
So when he heard from the
When
word,
she spoke.
Manasunu kadalinchenu means his mind was moved. That's the way
No.
it is, but heart.
His heart was moved actually.
Yeah, but in English we'll say heart, but Swami has written mind has
Yeah, mind was moved.
I see. Okay.
means it touched. It's yeah.
Manasu, is it?
Yeah, Swami has used Manasunu kadalinchenu. In English, we will say heart was moved.
Yeah.
Because in the Sanatana Dharmic tradition, heart cannot move. Heart is always the same. It's the mind which fluctuates. That only suddenly feels happy and does not feel. See, in English tradition, the mind and heart are mixed up. In the Sanatana Dharma, when Swami speaks, he is very, very particular. What feels what? He doesn't bring down the heart to that extent. I think that's.
But the
generally
correct
it's-
meaning to manas is mind.
Yes.
I see. But in English, it's referred to as the heart.
It's usage, idiomatic usage in English is heart was moved.
I see. Okay.
Anything? Actually, the translation just says Sumantra was moved. That's what it said, so. Anyone else would like to discuss anything?
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, please go ahead.
Yeah, just a couple of things came to mind. Of course, in the first part of this slide is as a continuation of the previous slide in terms of what happened with Kausalya being rescued. And so just maybe a bit of a tie over from last week, but in terms of how Ravana's plans were foiled, part of it is, of course, what man or maybe a Rakshasas propose, God disposes. But the other thing that crossed my mind just when I was listening to this is that perhaps everyone here who drives in Canadian winters should pay attention to what I'm about to say. If you are driving in conditions which are very slippery on the road and you actually lose control of the vehicle, you look at where you want to go, not where you do not want to go. And automatically your steering will take you to where you want to go based on the physics of the situation. So what Ravana was doing was actually steering his vehicle to where he didn't want it to go, and what would happen to him. That's all. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Bob. The Lord has his own ways of, even if somebody wants to do some harm, that itself will be used by the Lord to complete his job. Ravana, without his knowledge, he accelerated and made the marriage take place. Thank you. Yes, Shankar, Anna Shankar, please go ahead.
Yeah. Previously, we learned that Ravana got the boon that he will not be killed by the sons of born to Dasharatha, right? Then why he should be afraid of Kausalya being married to Dasharatha?
Thank you very much, Anna. Anyone would like to answer this question?
I think it's just an insurance policy.
Insurance.
No, I'm joking. I think it's I think it partially somebody might have mentioned this last time. For a brief period, he was happy with the first boom, and as Swami says here, another project came up in his head. Why not guarantee this thing? But and maybe that was the motivation for. I think we talked about it last at Vinashakale Viparita Buddhi. Started going down the path as
Thank you very much, Sanjay. Anyone else would like to comment?
Just a question, Uncle. In Ravana's case, like there's so many experiences that have already been talked about, and how, his thoughts or his intentions are a certain way. Is it that he's being given opportunities to change his ways, and eventually, if he doesn't actually change his ways, and so that's what ends up happening to him at the end, where God came down and his story, whatever happens later on, happens. But is it that the lesson, if not learned, eventually you'll have to experience it and learn it through the experience? Is that like one of the takeaways from, like, I guess, Ravana's life?
Thanks for the question, Saishan. Anyone would like to answer? See, everything in life is an opportunity. Every moment is an opportunity for all of us to change. But whatever I think which we do, the universe will turn it into a lesson, whether we like it or not. But I don't think we realize that everything which happens to us is actually an opportunity to learn and become better. I think the universe always is trying to teach, is my understanding. Swami has spoken about it. We are all born so that the lesson can be drilled into us. We can listen and learn. Otherwise it will get beaten into us, is my understanding. But just to comment on what Shankarana said, the Ravana realizes that when he went to ask for the boon which he wanted to ask, he forgot. Then he didn't even ask that Dasharatha's son should not kill him. That also he didn't ask. He just said Dasharatha should not have a child. And I think he realized, it was not foolproof. Okay. So he had to do something more. I think that's his understanding. Someone is always doubting themselves. See, a doubting mind is always a problem. It will land into problem. So all bad people will somehow reveal themselves and again fall into the same problem, because the mind of such a person will never rest. That's my understanding. Yes, Sister Aruna.
Sai Ram, brother, isn't it that we can say, like, because of he had a bad intention, the God himself has tricked his mind to ask the boom like that. Yeah. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, sister. So,
Sai Ram,
sister, yes, Sai Ram, please
I
go
was
ahead.
thinking, Ravana did not believe in God. He was thinking Brahma is another person who will provide him whatever he wants. So he is thinking about other opportunities. Thank you.
Sai Ram, thank you. Yes, Sai Satish, please go ahead.
I was just going to tell this. There's this story of Lord Yama coming to meet Lord Vishnu in Vaikunta. And as he's coming, he's about to enter. Garuda is standing at the gates. And Yamadharma's eyes happens to chance on a bird that is there as he enters the abode of the Lord. And even as he enters, then Garuda feels that, okay, if Lord Yama's eyesight has fallen on this bird is to meet its end. So what Garuda does is he takes this bird and then he flies across the 7 oceans, goes to a far away distant place, and he keeps the bird, and he comes back thinking everything is fine. So when Lord Yama comes out, he doesn't see the bird and he smiles. And then Garuda tells him, oh no, I know that when your glance fell on the bird, it was the time for that bird to meet its end. So I took it across the 7 oceans and kept it in a very, very safe place on an island that is far away. And then Lord Yama says, I was just smiling because I was thinking, how is this bird going to fly across the 7 oceans and meet its end there? And then you just took care of that part and dropped off that bird there. So it's literally like Ravana, means when this could happen to somebody like Garuda, who is in the proximity of the Lord, then what about Ravana? Here he is taking the complete ownership of himself being in the driver's seat to ensure that no harm will come to him by Dasharatha or his children. But essentially, all that he is doing is in congruence to ensure that the divine incarnation comes through. So it's more like, I think Swami has summed it up by saying Vinasha Kale Viparita Buddhi. But at the same time, you just see at the extent as the small eye grows in its ego that it is the one that is driving, it automatically also leads to its own ruin. So just wanted to add that, Sai Ram.
Thank you very much. Anyone else would like to say anything?
Sai Ram,
Sai Ram.
in the beginning of the paragraph itself, దైవాజ్ఞ లేక ఏమియూ జరగదను విషయము రావణుడు తెలుసుకొనలేకపోయాను. He did not understand. దైవాజ్ఞ is the most important thing. Without that, nothing can happen. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Auntie.
Sai Ram, uncle.
Yes, Rohit.
So yeah, I mean, I think Brother Sai Satish put it very nicely. So it's basically God doesn't have to punish the wicked. He or she punishes themselves. So I mean, just like how with Karna, even during the Mahabharata war, his curse in this case, if you think of it as bad karma, it came to bite him right at that moment. So even if Lord Krishna was standing right opposite to him, Lord Krishna didn't have to curse him or fight for Arjuna for the victory over evil to happen. His own karma caught up with him, and at the end of the day, he had to die a gruesome death there because of a result. So, in bad times, when especially when the calling comes, the karma does come to bite. There is no escape from that. So that's basically what happens with all these evil people. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Rohit. Thank you. Yeah, so the Lord is only a witness. He doesn't do anything to anyone. Thank you. Uh, anyone else would like to discuss any point, or otherwise, otherwise we can move if it's okay.
Brother Sai Ram,
Yes,
God is witness and he doesn't do anything to anyone.
yes.
But there are incidents, right? The God is that Rama killed not Ravana at the end. Oh, there are stories that Lord Parvati killed, so something like that. I know it's not killing. How we look at it, it was the thing. Bad thing was removed. So how that then you consider as a witness? Now I'm just thinking, the Lord doesn't do anything means. So what are these things? Are kind of just thinking. So how that you will look into it?
Thank you very much, sister.
Thank
Good
you, sir.
question. Good question. I made the statement and I got caught again. You know, the Lord is always witness means doesn't mean he doesn't do anything. I think that's sister's question. And there are many instances where God has intervened and done something. Is the question. How does that happen? So if God doesn't do anything, there is whatever we pray. I think that may be another doubt. So I will open it up for anyone who would like to discuss it. The silence. So maybe, because yes, Shankar, please go ahead.
Yeah, wherever God or Bhagawan intervened, it is because of the man's request. If Ravana said that he should not be killed by so and so, and he forgot that he can be killed by a human being, that is his own destiny, his own. Similarly, for Narasimha Avataram also, Prahlada's father, Hiranyakashipu, he was saying he should not be killed by him or her, but there are ways which he forgot to ask. So it is his own doing is what done by God. I think that's what I'm thinking.
Thank you very much, Anna. Thank you. Yes, Brother Rohit, please go ahead.
Yes, Uncle. Actually, yeah, this is a very, very nice answer, a nice question by Aruna Auntie. And I think there won't be a straight answer, but if you look back through history, the each of the times that the Lord has reacted, it, including this Narasimha avatar, it has always been when there has been a cry from the devotee or a cry from somebody, or there is something that directly impacts the Lord himself. For example, Lord Rama's situation where Ravana abducted Mother Sita. So that was directly impacting Lord Rama, and the good and evil balance was being affected. So Lord Rama acted because A, it was directly affecting Lord Rama at that moment of time. Lord Rama took that on himself. That was the divine drama. Obviously, the real Mother Sita, Swami has said in a discourse, was hidden away by Agni Devta. But the divine drama happened where Lord Rama was kind of the victim to begin with. So the action happened. But in the other cases, if you look at it, if you look at Mahabharata, Lord Krishna did not react to the Kauravas. The Pandavas chose Lord Krishna. In that story where Lord Krishna was sleeping and both Arjuna and Duryodhana are in the room, Duryodhana decided to go and sit behind Lord Krishna's head, and Arjuna went and sat at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. And when Lord Krishna's eyes opened, it fell on Arjuna. So at that moment of time, the duty, the dharma of Lord Krishna dictated that Lord Krishna should ask Arjuna first. And Arjuna went ahead and asked, okay, Lord, I want you. Whereas Duryodhana shouted and said, no, 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 I want your army. I was here first. I want this. So Lord Krishna is like, fine, you want me, I'll come to you. He wants my army. The army can go with Duryodhana. So in this case also, the Lord was just a witness. They came, both of them asked their stuff. Now, karma happened and this happened. So I think Lord reacts when the devotee comes, but at the same time, it's a very subtle reaction, and most of the time, the Lord does remain a witness. And even Swami has said that in a discourse, so I mean, this is such a difficult answer, very difficult to put into words. But Swami had said in a discourse that I have come down because all the rishis and all prayed for the welfare of this world. So I think when the devotee calls, that's when the Lord comes. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Rohit. Yes, Sai Satish, please go ahead.
Ramana. So we know the promise that Lord Krishna has given, which comes from age after age, right? Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bharata abhyuktanam adharmasya tadatmanam sujamyam. So in terms of whenever there is a decline of dharma, so that whole thing of the Lord coming for restoration of dharma, that part we directly know in terms of, in Swami's thing we say not even yuge yuge. Swami has said pade pade, at every step he comes. So in terms of that aspect of the Lord manifesting as an avatar, or we essencing his omnipresence at every point in time, it comes to what is that dharma that the Lord is coming to restore. And that dharma, of course, is the Atma Dharma or the Swadharma, which every person have to connect back to the Lord. So in terms of God coming for that purpose of Yogakshemam Vahamyam is assured there in terms of ensuring that every time the connection is maintained solely with the Lord. But in terms of how who really comes along, that also I think Swami has mentioned in another discourse where he has said you have three kinds of friends who will come along with you when you go to the court. One who will stay at home only, one who will come till the doorstep of the court, and third who will come and argue for you. And there he clearly mentions how the first kind of friend is the property and all wealth that we have. The second is friends, family, relation, all of that. They can come only till when the person passes away. They can come only till the crematorium. And third kind of friend who can really come and argue at any point in time is one's good deeds or good actions. So in that context, there have been incidents also where people have been saved in accidents and things like that, where Swami clearly has said how their own merit came to their rescue. So if we say who comes to our rescue during that kind of a thing, ultimately it comes down to what is the merit earned. Whether you take Prahlada's instance or all of that across devotees, whenever the call is there, which ultimately goes to a point of being totally selfless in nature and at the same time takes care of the greater good, that time the Lord has come. But in essence, in our life, when we go about things as such, our own good actions and so on are there to cater to how we go about life. But I'll pause here, Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Sai Satish. Any other thoughts, please? Okay, maybe in the absence of anyone else, I will try to clarify what I said. Thanks, Sai Satish. Sai Satish has explained, and Rohit also has explained. In this world, God only responds either through the world or through the form in which we are looking at him. Why did Narasimha come to kill Hiranyakashipu was whether we like it or not, whether he wanted or not, he was hating Narayana all throughout his life. So he used to remember him in a negative sense. So God came in personally and dealt him the blow which he was asking for. Same thing with Ravana is also. Ravana started thinking about Rama even before he was born. So he would have been thinking about it all the time if He wanted Dasharatha not to have a son means you think he would have ever forgotten Rama? No. So because he meditated on Rama so much, Rama went personally and killed him. And why he killed him? Because it's own karma which comes to fruition. So God responds always through any form or any form, not only the form in which a divine form, even from the as the world has different people in the world, also God responds to everyone ultimately. So the thing is why it's important that we know this and we have to be clear about it, because there are many bad things which happen in this world. And people will ask, if God was there, why isn't he interfering and stopping this problem? Why is there so much adharma and things like that? God will say the world is designed, any karma will actually be already responded to by the universe, which is creation. The creation is nothing but God. So every action is a result of a devotee calling out, or even a bad person calling out to the Lord in a negative sense. Whether it's Shishupala, whether it's Ravana, whether it's Kamsa, they were all thinking about Krishna or Rama or somebody. So people can think of them negatively, people can think of positively, and the feeling with which they remembered God will respond. Everything is a result of our own efforts, and God it's like the sun. If you whatever you do, the sun will make it. Yes, if you plant this seed, he will make it grow. So he doesn't come out and say, "Oh, I had to come and make this person's tree grow." God does not do that, is my understanding. Swami has spoken about it. That's why God is there waiting. If you ask, he will respond. If you don't ask, he will not respond. People sometimes ask the world, then the world will respond. So I think that's my understanding. I think we should be very clear. Otherwise, faith in God will drop in people and they think God is not fixing the world. So it is a problem. God does not interfere with the functioning of the world. The law of karma is capable of taking care of everything in this world. Because law of karma itself is God. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, brother. So one question again, please. I'm just not dwelling on that, but just for my understanding. So now, what I can understand from here is, see, Ravana is thinking about somebody is going to kill, somebody is going to kill instead of living. So his own thoughts, maybe that witness part is there, own thoughts manifested in front of him, kind of. So it's negative, somebody is going to kill, somebody is going to kill. So in that perspective, after this discussion, then the Lord can remain witness. The response always, your thoughts, your action is manifesting in front of you. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, sister. Sai Ram. Karma Data Vasama. Swami, that's a nice song by Swami. Yes, Sister Vani.
Sai Ram, brother, and just to what you were mentioning, Swami says in Gita Vahini that our birth is karma janma, and divine birth is lila dharma, and the prayers of the good are the cause for my janma, and the misdeeds of the wicked are also the cause. So I think same what you were saying, brother. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sister. Thank you. So, any other point which anyone wants to discuss? Otherwise, we will go forward. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram. Sumantra told Dasharatha in detail all that had happened. In order to confirm his acceptance, Dasharatha sent with a court priest of Kosala his own court priest with gifts of auspicious nature. The date and time were fixed. Dasharatha proceeded to the Kosala capital accompanied by a magnificent array of elephantry, chariotry, cavalry, infantry. The paean of music which marched with him reached the sky and echoed from the horizon. The marriage of Dasharatha and Kaushalya was celebrated with resounding grandeur and splendor. The king of Kosala took Sumantra near him and said, "You are the person who brought about this glory. Of course, nothing ever happens without God's will. Nevertheless, how can I repay the debt I owe you and demonstrate my gratitude to you? Please honor my offer and accept it. Be wedded this day itself in my capital city. If you agree, I shall arrange for the celebration of that joyous event this very day." Dasharatha and Sumantra gave their consent to the proposal. Sumantra was married to the daughter of Veeradasa of the clan of Ganga. The news of the marriages of both king and prime minister at the same place on the same day spread throughout the kingdom. The land was filled with wonder and delight. The festival lasted 3 days. The populace were treated to music, drama, dance, and other forms of entertainment. Night and day were packed with excitement and joy. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much. Auntie, shall we read?
Sai Ram. సుమంతుడు వెళ్ళి జరిగిన వృత్తాంతమును దశరథున ఎరిగించెను.
Sumantra went and told Dasharatha all that had taken place.
ఇందులకు సమ్మతించినట్ల దశరథుడు కూడాను కొన్ని కానుకలు ఇచ్చి తమ పురోహితను వెంటబెట్టి కోసల దేశమును కంపెను.
So Dasharatha also agreed to for this, and he sent some gift through his priest to the kingdom of Kosala, this country.
ముహూర్తము నిర్ణయించిరి.
They fixed an appropriate auspicious time.
దశరథుడు చతురంగ బల సమేతుడై మంగళవాద్యముల ధ్వనులు మిన్నుముట్ట.
So Dasharatha, with the 4 types of armed forces, with them and along with auspicious instruments, they were playing.
ధ్వనులు మిన్నుముట్ట. It reached
the skies.
అత్యంత వైభవముగా కోసల దేశమునకు తరలిపోయిరి.
So in a grand manner he traveled to the kingdom of Kosala.
కౌసల్య దశరథుల వివాహము అతి సుందరముగా వైభవముగా జరిగెను.
So the marriage of Kaushalya and Dasharatha took place in a very beautiful way, in grand manner.
అంత కోసల దేశపు రాజు సుమంతుని చేర పిలిచి, ఈ మంగళ కార్యమునకు నీవే కర్తవు.
So the king of Kosala called the Sumantra, who's the minister, and told him it is only due to you this auspicious event took place.
దైవము సృష్టికర్త అయినప్పటికీ ప్రాకృత లోకమున నా కుమార్తెను కాపాడి,
even though God is the creator of this world, you in this world you have saved my daughter.
ఈ కార్యమును జరుగునట్లు చేసినది నీవే.
You are the one who made this happen today.
కనుక నీకు నేనేమి కృతజ్ఞతా వందనము అర్పింతును?
What can I give you in return as an expression of my gratitude?
నా మాట విందు వేని నేనే ఆ మంగళ కార్యమును కూడా అత్యంత వైభవముగా జరిపింతునని తెలిపెను.
I will, if you listen to my word, I myself will arrange this auspicious event for you in grand manner.
అందుకు దశరథుడు సుమంతుడు అంగీకరించగానే గర్గకుల, ఇట్స్ రిటన్ గంగా, ఇట్స్ నాట్, ఇట్స్ గర్గకుల సంభూతుడైన వీరదాసుని కుమార్తెను సుమంతునికిచ్చి వివాహము జరిపెను.
So, as when Dasharatha and Sumantra agreed for this, the daughter of Veeradasa of the lineage of Garga was married to Sumantra.
సుమంత్ర రాజు మంత్రుల వివాహములు ఒక విచిత్రమైన చరిత్రముగా పురమంతయు ప్రాకెను.
So the marriage just of the king and the minister was seen as a wondrous event in the entire city.
పురమే కాదు దేశమంతయు తెలిసి ఆశ్చర్య ఆనందములు ఉందిరి.
Not only that city, the entire country, everyone came to know with surprise and joy, and they attained joy.
వివిధ వేడుకలతో 3 దినములు కోసలపురమున రాత్రి పగలు అను భేదమే తెలియక వివాహ కార్యక్రమము జరిగెను.
For 3 days, not showing any difference between day and night, there were lots of celebration about for the weddings.
Yeah, I think it's stopped here. I think
Yes, Auntie.
it stopped.
We'll stop here. Anyone would like to discuss any of the points here? Please do so.
Uncle, I guess what's the significance of the traveling from the kingdom alongside, is there any significance there? Or, like the 4 types of armed force, like you had mentioned that, plus like auspicious instruments they played. Is there any significance there?
If anyone would like to comment on this, please? The reason why the king went with his the 4 branches of his army, and also auspicious music was played. Yes, Sai Satish.
So usually during times of war or in times of such grand occasion, the might of a king is usually shown with the kind of army that they have. In this case, of course, it is Dasharatha is not using to flaunt his might, but at the same time, it also shows how everyone there is coming together as one family to celebrate the wedding of the king, which is itself a very pompous affair. And I think we read this earlier also, how the king is the heart and the subjects are the body. And so I think that part in those days would have been done in a very, very joyous fashion. But as it comes down the ages, you always see the military might that is shown on those occasions time and again, just to show how powerful one is. But in the context of Dasharatha, it can have that all of it was just to show that it was one whole unit that was pulsating in happiness for the king. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Sai Satish. Anyone else would like to comment?
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
Not only to Dasharatha that he was going all with his pageantry of army and other things, but to make sure about Kosala Raja, that is Kausalya's father, that he is giving his daughter to a person really worth deserving, and to make sure that his daughter will be in safe hands and she will be treated like a Rani. That's what I see.
Thank you very much, Auntie. Yes, Sister Aruna.
Sai Ram, brother, just one more question in for Sai's and question, I just wanted to add one more thing to understand. Why this grand ceremonies takes place. What is the reason, right? Like, why? So it's really wanted to understand in everywhere. Some now, even for Swami's birthday, this is grand occasions that taking place. Is that I really wanted to understand what's the message for out of that. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, sister. Anyone would like to discuss why couldn't he keep it simple? I think that's the question. Yes, Sister Vani.
I think those days people do this just so that the whole countrymen will have a chance to take part in the activities and contribute, and to the it's just for the prosperity of the country, as well as the ability to earn and make, and that kind of thing, to be part of it, so everybody has a chance to contribute and be able to participate.
Thank you very much, sister. Thank you. Anyone else?
I don't recall the exact interaction, Uncle, but I think when Auntie brought up Swami's birthday, I think I recall reading somewhere where there's an interaction where I think they're all wishing Swami happy birthday, and Swami responds back saying, "I'm always happy." Um, I don't know the exact details, full details, but in that case, is the significance is that, I guess, should we if we're to think of God in every moment, then every moment should be auspicious. And so I guess in that sense, every day should be taken in the same sense. And is that like one of the significance that everyone should feel every day is as auspicious? Is that, I'm not too sure if that's how I can take it, but
Thank you. Any other thoughts? Maybe I'll just add to this. See, the thing is, I think what it shows is every occasion should be appropriately dealt with in the best way possible. The reality is, Dasharatha was a king, and I'm sure there are negative forces which also want to cause harm. Okay, that's also, even including Ravana. There would have been others also of same nature. So a king always makes sure that the security also is guaranteed. So that is another reason you take the forces and go. If you remember, even when Rama got married, which we'll see later, Parashurama came and challenged him just after marriage. So the thing is, there are security related sensitivities. That's one. Number two, I think that's what. But as you know, why things are celebrated in a grand manner is, as Sister Vani has already said, it's an opportunity for certain sections of the society which earn only during such functions. And the flower sellers, so people who decorate, and they also want an opportunity. Some economic activity has to go on. So the kings use every opportunity appropriately for the benefit of the society at large. And others, as you can see, people were happy just to participate, and it's a time for celebration for everyone. And I think that's the same thing with Swami's birthday. I think if we look at, see, individually, we all spend so much on our personal things. Okay. Child's marriage or birthday party or something like that. Is it, whatever we are doing, we should ask ourselves, I guess, why are we doing this? Is it with the same action can be performed with multiple reasons. When people gave Swami the golden chariot, people could have asked why. But the reality was the gold was sitting in Chettiar's, safe. And he brought it out, and lots of people, goldsmiths, got job out of it. So it's, instead of sitting in a safe, now it's in a chariot. But the thing is, so these things happen, and economic activity, and people benefit from it. It's always good. So I think if the funds are there, people should spend it, not hoard it for themselves. And when there are public functions, I think these are grand occasions. These are public functions as the country goes. And that's my understanding. So I will stop there.
Sai Ram.
Yes.
Sai Ram.
Yes, uncle, please go ahead.
I'm remembering when Shiva was Sundareswar and he married Meenakshi. That was a very grand event. So I just want to mention it.
Thank you very much. And the people will right away go to Madurai now to see Meenakshi and Sundareshwarar. So, handsome
Sai
couple.
Ram, uncle.
Yes, Rohit, please go ahead.
So just to add to what uncle just said, so I mean, why? I think Aruna auntie also asked why these, like particularly in a marriage, why should it be celebrated in a grand manner kind of thing. I think uncle just touched upon something about Sri Sundareshwar's marriage here. So a marriage, if you look at it, speaking from a philosophical standpoint of view, it's the coming together of Shiva and Shakti to which results in the creation of the universe. If you look at it from the most smallest creature to the largest animal, there is always the coming together of the male and the female tattva to give subject to creation, which without Shiva and Shakti the world cannot exist. So when the soulmates meet each other, it helps in one's spiritual journey. So to celebrate that coming together of the Shiva aspect and the Shakti aspect of it indeed is a grand affair. It should be a grand affair because it is going to help both those souls make their journey towards moksha. So it's indeed a very positive event. So I forgot where I read this, but I found it very interesting that looking at the philosophical standpoint of marriage as to why it's important in a soul's journey. So that's why I think, yeah, this indeed it is the coming together of Shiva and Shakti, and that's why it should be celebrated grandly. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Thank
Sai
you.
Ram.
Yes, uncle.
Another addition is during the marriage of Sundareshwar and to Meenakshi, there were so many incidents to remember. So I just wanted to add that.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, Sai Satish.
No, I just wanted to add another point, especially when we talk about elephantry, chariotry, cavalry, and infantry. It's also like how we have joint wartime exercise and those kind of things that happen. These are occasions where those kind of coalitions are formed as well. Even as two individuals are getting married, at a larger framework, two societies are also getting married. And so it's an exchange of political, economical, even those days, the priests would have accompanied in large numbers. So it is a huge intermingling of two societies and practices followed at that time. And one, like what you had mentioned, Anna, in terms of security of at the physical level is taken care. It also involves the journey at the mental and the spiritual level. So when two societies intermingle, the traditions, all of that. So that is where they go, and it is done at several layers. And we just see it as one of pomp and show. But if we see the overarching picture, we will see why it is done, because now we see joint war exercises and all of that. So, but it has several ramifications at several layers, and the whole populace as such benefits. So, just wanted to add to that, Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Sai Satish. Yes, Sister Aruna.
Sai Ram, brother. Now Swami's birthday is taking place in a grand scale, right? So out of that, you see, Swami's message is taking to a nook and corner of the world. Kind of, we can look at it like, am I right?
Yeah,
And
I think everything is an opportunity for everyone to celebrate. For example, many things will be done in Prashant Nilayam. It will be decorated, it will be made to look good. So it is even to look at it gives so much joy to people. And that's why earlier I mentioned it's a public function. When king's marriage is taking place, it's open game. Everyone can come and enjoy. It is not restricted to a select few or anything like that. So the public has to see something nice. So I think arches are built in Puttaparthi, going to be built, decorative arches or something like that. Every devotee will contribute to the beautification of Prashant Nilayam. So that who will benefit? The devotees who come will benefit. And it will just give everyone joy. So I think that Swami, that's why the birthday celebration is a grand thing in Prashant Nilayam. Free food for everyone who comes, everything. So anyone who can contribute and support and enjoy, that is it. So society grows. That is why Indian sages have kept so many festivals. I don't think any other religion has so many festivals like Hindu religion. Navaratri is coming, then Deepavali is there, and you name it, there is so many. So the reason is it is filled with celebrations, so people don't sit depressed at home. So Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, another point I just want to add is not only humans come there, all the gods like to see all these events, Just want to mention it.
Thank you very much.
Saramoko, I just have a question regarding the Telugu there. So Dasharatha with the 4 types of armed forces and along with auspicious instruments, they're playing Reach the Skies. The Reach the Skies, is that referring to the vibrations from the
Rose to the skies.
I see, okay.
It touched the sky, April. Minumuttinu.
I see. So that's in reference to the vibrations, like the
Sound.
vibrations from the music.
Yes, like the bhajans, we keep the volume very high sometimes. It goes beyond the bhajan hall, and people inside the hall may feel it's too loud, but it may be Swami's wish that the sound has to travel outside too. So it's like that. I think it's anything good when it's the vibration spread far and farther, it's the best.
It's okay to lose hearing when the vibrations are positive.
Sarah, brother.
Sai Ram, brother Prasad.
One thing, why we celebrate these occasions grandiosely, is it, as you said, one thing is to expand the joy with more and more people, but can it also be considered as to help people to get positive karma kind of stuff by contributing, right? It's also contributing towards the good cause, best cause in a way. It gives you some positive credit, something like that. And can we consider that way?
Yeah, goodness is contagious, brother. That's also a disease. It will spread far and wide. Yes. I think so. That's Philip, for anyone who wants to celebrate Swami's birthday in a grand manner. That's what I would say. Opportunities are coming.
I guess although this celebration, I guess it not only the city, I think the entire country came to know and attain joy. Although there's so much joy and positivity around, Ravana still was lost in his own negativity, I guess.
Yeah, there would have been one person who would be very sad. I don't know how many sleepless nights Ravana would have had.
This is like the Grinch story.
I don't know that Purana, Grinch Purana. Anyone else would like to discuss anything?
Just one last point, Uncle. I think just wanted to end it, this marriage point by saying that Swami used to conduct mass marriages in the Sai Kulwant Hall. So clearly, it's a very joyous and an important occasion from a spiritual standpoint of view. So I just wanted to add that. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you very much. Sanjay, I think you raised your hand and wrote it down.
No, on Saishan's point, that was kind of a segue for me to bring this up. I was still stuck on the discussion from the previous slide where you were talking about prayer and Sister Aruna's question on prayer. To what Saishan just now mentioned, though everyone was happy and joyous, Ravana was in his own space. How often, the question is, how do we know our prayer is aligned with God's plan for us? And when it is not aligned, it goes back to the previous slide where Swami talks about through his Rakshasa powers, is, when our prayer is not aligned with God's plan, how do we be aware of it? How to be aware of it? That's where my thoughts were going.
So I think God's plan for each of us, I think that's the question. How do we know what is God's plan for us so we can align?
Just to add to that, because I don't think even Ravana himself, it's not that he might have been thinking what he's doing is the right thing. He's asking for the right boons and the right blessings to accomplish what he has in mind to accomplish. So that's where this question comes from.
Thank you very much, Sanjay. Yes, Ron, please go ahead, or Bina.
Sai Ram, I think regarding this question, things comes to my mind is where the intention is very pure and selfless. Then the God always grants, and it's fruitful. So that's what I have to say regarding that. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Bina.
So, Uncle, but sometimes aren't the vasanas like so strong that you like don't even know, like you might not even realize that you have such thoughts.
Okay. Yes, Sister Vani.
I think, whatever the plan we make, ultimately it's God's will that prevails. So we just have to learn to accept whatever God gives us is for our good. And, our plans really doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Thank you very much, Sister. Anyone else would like to comment on this? See, Sanjay, I think others have answered, but actually we read this. I think Auntie also pointed it out. Ravana did not know that without God's will, nothing happens. So the thing is, I think alignment, whether we align or not, God's will happen. But the thing is, that the experience would be pleasant if we are aligned with what God wants. That's the only difference. God's will, He has His plan, and it will succeed, whether we like it or not, we know it or not. But how that experience is will differ based on our intentions. If they are negative intentions, the experience will be negative. If the intentions are positive, the experience will be positive. But what will happen because it's our karmas coming back to haunt. Is my understanding. So we don't even have to worry about aligned. What the Shastras say, if you do, that is, I think, is alignment. What Swami says, if you do, I think that's being aligned with what Swami's plan is, I would say. That's my...
Sai Ram.
Yes, Sai Ram.
Purandaradasa says, Hari Chitta Sathya. Narachittake bandadu lavalesha nadayadu. Even a small thing cannot take place unless God wills. Hari Chitta Sathya. Narachittake bandadu. Whatever comes to our mind, human being's mind, it will not work out. That's what Purandaradasa says. Sai Ram.
Sanjay, Purandaradasa has answered in your own language. So,
Thank you, Auntie.
Sai Ram, I was just going to say that if we are repeatedly going back to God, like we know that Ravana went from that state of Bhaya and he thought he became Nirbhaya, but again he went back to being in Bhaya, though because essentially he didn't have Abhaya. So I was just going to say that if I'm going back time and again to God for asking for the world, then I know I'm not aligned, because I have to go to God asking of God. But if I'm going repeatedly and placing things of the world, then I know that I'm not in alignment with His will. Because ultimately, if we keep because every time the fact that I'm going again and again with a different prayer itself tells me that my prayer is not in its absolute sense, because it's going on changing from day to day and from time to time. That means that is not what should be asked for on a permanent basis or an eternal basis, because it is changing. And I know what I asked as a child. I know what I've been asking all the way through, and it's been changing. So that means that itself shows that it's not in alignment with a single ask from that single person who is to be the higher priority. So I'm just trying to see, because again and again Ravana kept doing this whole thing. So with the change of the prayer itself tells that he's going to that state of bhaya, because he is not established in abhaya. So if I can use that as a means to see, is my prayer changing from day to day, or is my prayer constant? That itself will say how aligned is my prayer. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Sai Satish. So it's over 10:17. I think we will close now. So I think it's a takeaway lesson for us. Every action and every thought, every word we utter, are they tinged with bhaya or nirbhaya? Do we have the faith the Lord is taking care? Can we think of something better than what God wills for us? I think these are some thoughts which we can dwell on for a week. And we will get back again next Friday to continue our journey. Let us spend joyously for the next 7 days. Celebrate, as Sai said. Okay, we will close with Samastaloka prayer. Sai Ram.